Well, a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to racing again on Channel 10. The big day today, of course, is the Geelong Cup. And it's very unfortunate for the patrons here at Geelong and the Geelong Racing Club because of the weather conditions we have. The wind has sprung up. It has stopped raining, but there we have the official forecast for the day, and it looks as though it's getting worse. Well, it couldn't be much worse on the way down here today. However, we're looking forward to good racing, and our team here will tell us a lot more about it as the day progresses. Bruce McAvaney, first trip down to Geelong. Bruce, what do you think of it?
Oh, it's a good place, Phil. As you can see, I'm nicely rugged up, and it is a pity. We've got a great race meeting. The Cup's excellent, and so is the Derby trial, and we're going to enjoy it. Let's have a look at the scratchings for today, and we've got a few in the last especially. The first race is clear. In the second event today, take out 2 The Mostess and 4 Sir Sapphire. Race 3, 1 and 10, Hot Case and Sky of Stars. They would have been the 2 fancies in that race. The 4th, 9 and 10, Ballon Boy and Crimson Fury. The Cup, race 5, Dusky Legend number 8 and 11, Brazana. Race 6, number 6, Couleur de Rose is out. The Derby trial, take out 4 Formal Address. And have a look at this in the final event. That makes the race caller's job a bit easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 13, 14, 15 and 17. But it is bad luck that we've got so many scratched in the final race because it is an excellent welter event. Now, the opening tote call on the first, Sir Rhythmic the Tasmanian is at 4.45 and 1.20. Royal Sea has come up favourite $1.35 for a win in 85. Cynical at 2.55 and 1.10. Herself it is $5 and 1.35. Rock Fun in the market at 4.10 and 1.15. Then down to Miller's Forest, who's at 8.35 and 1.70. Eric the Red at $4 and 1.15. And basically they're the horses that are in the market. So as you can see, we've got 14 minutes to the first race on the program. And Phil, I hope you're a bit drier than I am right now.
We're in a beautiful situation down here, Bruce.
Waiting for the light. Away they go in the first. Jumped in a pretty good line too. Miller's Forest is away all right. Proud Nick began well with Cynical. They're about to approach the first. Rock Fun got away all right. See Me Rock's 4th. On the fence is Lapsang. Around the outside, Royal Sea. In that group of horses also Rogue Carney and Herself it is. Back towards the rear, Eric the Red. And Miller's Forest has dropped out last. Of course, they're running on the steeple track here. And Cynical and Royal Sea are together. He's a dash of Royal Sea. They're a length and a half to See Me Rock on the inside. Herself it is back 5th at the moment. Just in front of it is Rogue Carney. On the fence, Proud Nick, a length then to Just Battling. On the inside, Rock Fun covering the fence, and on its outside is Miller's Forest with Lapsang in the centre. Eric the Red back last with Rock Fun. They enter the straight. They've got 3 to jump here, and he made a dashing leap at that. Royal Sea to lead by 3 lengths to Cynical. Proud Nick the inside. On the outside, Rogue Carney. They come to the second. Royal Sea wasted no energy at it. He leads about 3 lengths in second placing Cynical. A length and a half to Rogue Carney. On the fence next is See Me Rock. A length and a half to Lapsang. On the inside next Herself it is from Just Battling Proud Nick. Rock Fun the rail. Miller's Forest the centre. Sir Rhythmic second last, and last Eric the Red. Royal Sea loves to lead, and he's giving a dashing display as they're about to leave the straight. 4 lengths to Cynical, having a nice run on the inside of Rogue Carney. See Me Rock the rail. Lapsang the outside. Next on the inside of those horses, Herself it is having a pretty good run. Miller's Forest moving up on the outside as they go past the 2,000. Rock Fun the rail, Just Battling. Taking off around them is Sir Rhythmic 3 wide. On the inside, Proud Nick, and last of all, Eric the Red. About 12 lengths, I suppose, between first and last. Royal Sea's hanging a bit, and this allows Cynical to get up on the fence momentarily. A half to Rogue Carney. A length and a half further back on the field then to See Me Rock, and then Lapsang the outside. Herself it is the rail. They go back to where they started from, then Miller's Forest at the 1,200. So Rhythmic the outside as they go over the next. Rock Fun well back, Just Battling. Proud Nick made a mess of it. And last of all is Eric the Red, but improving. Still Royal Sea, about a length and a half to Cynical. At the next horse, Cynical hit it with everything. A length away, Rogue Carney. See Me Rock the rail. Herself it is 5th. 3 lengths away then to Lapsang. So Rhythmic continuing to improve the outside from Miller's Forest. Over the next, about 3 lengths away, Rock Fun, Eric the Red, Just Battling and Proud Nick. Less than 800 to go. They're on the turn. And Royal Sea a length and a half in front. In second placing Cynical. 2 lengths away herself it is. Who's had a beautiful run. Next, See Me Rock the outside. A length further back to Rokani. I wouldn't fancy the rest. Headed by Lapsang, and further back Sir Rhythmic Miller's Forest has dropped right out. Towards the turn, 2 to jump. Herself it is trying to get up on the fence where Royal Sea just led. Cynical the outside, herself it is. 3 lengths further back behind them, See Me Rock. I doubt the rest into the straight. Royal Sea just in front, herself it is getting up on the rail from Cynical. They're well clear of See Me Rock as they're about to approach the last. Royal Sea's a length and a half in front of herself it is. Then Cynical over the last, Royal Sea in front. Herself it is under the whip from Cynical, and then See Me Rock, but Royal Sea's giving a dashing display. Cynical's trying to pick him up, he won't do it, and Royal Sea's won by 2 lengths to Cynical. Third herself it is about 10 lengths away, See Me Rock. Then Rock Fun, Lapsang, Sir Rhythmic, Agap Rokani, Miller's Forest, Eric the Red just battling, and last home Proud Nick. Well, the favourites won the first. It's close enough to favourite that it doesn't matter. Number 2, Royal Sea, ridden by Max. Here the totes on the opening event. Royal Sea, $1.50 got out, 2.65. Cynical, 85. Herself it is, 1.75. Quinella, 2.90. And a trifecta, $37.35. Let's have a look at the second event on today's program. And Taj Royal, the Bart Cummings trained horse, has come up 7-4 on 80 cents and 50. Po Toy, 4.45 and 1.20. We're still looking for a rider for it. Number 6 is Brave Hussar at 9.70. Reflective at 4.85. Top Rate in the market at $3. 8.60 for Sea Reason, and Princely Legend at $9.35. They're the main horses in the market for the second event on the program. The first, Royal Sea winning the favourite. Away they go. Top Rate, in fact, missed it a bit. So did See Reason. Taj Royal away fairly. Beginning fast, Po Toy with Steamy Jack Reflective. Princely Legend. Taj Royal 4.30 with Brave Hussar just behind it on settling down. About a length further back on the field then to Top Rate. Well out of it, Arietta's Gold last. About 8 lengths between first and last at the 1200. Reflective led a length to Po Toy. Not a lot of speed on. Steamy Jack out a little wider. Sea Reason the inside. Taj Royal beautifully placed at the 1000 from Princely Legend. Brave Hussar outside Top Rate, and 2 lengths Arietta's Gold. Less than 1,000 to go. Reflective about 3/4 to Po Toy the outside. Steamy Jack outside of Sea Reason. Taj Royal between horses with Steamy Jack 3 wide. Princely Legend being hard ridden up the hill. Top Rate the fence, a length and a half further back to Brave Hussar, and 2 Arietta's Gold. They make the sweeping turn now, and they've got about 700 to go. Reflective just in front of Po Toy and Steamy Jack. A length away, Taj Royal is beautifully placed with Sea Reason the rail. A half to Princely Legend, then Top Rate with a bit of work to do from Brave Hussar and Arietta's Gold. 500 out, Po Toy, Reflective, Steamy Jack. Taj Royal camped on them. Then Sea Reason behind them. Top Rate coming to the outside with Princely Legend. In the straight, Reflective the inside. There's probably a run for Sea Reason. Taj Royal's moving up on the outside. Po Toy's under the whip, and then Steamy Jack further back, Top Rate. Reflective's kicked away. Taj Royal under the whip from Sea Reason, and further back to Po Toy, but Reflective's holding them. A length in front now. Sea Reason getting into the clear, running on. Reflective in front. Sea Reason's coming at it. Reflective's 1.5 head to Sea Reason. 2 lengths away, Taj Royal, then Po Toy. Next home, Arietta's Gold. Top Rate disappointing. Princely Legend amongst the last, Brave Hussar and Steamy Jack with them in. Well, it looks like it's hung on. I'm not too sure of the angle, Graham. I thought the inside horse. The outside horse has made a dive, though, and yes, you've probably got more experience than me here, but I'll be a bit surprised if the outside horse has got up. But from here, Reflective has held on, but it'll be interesting to see, because Sea Reason has really taken some ground off him in the last 50 metres, hasn't he?
Yes, particularly in the last 10 metres. You know, even 10 metres from home, Reflective was obviously going to win, or presumably going to win, but right on the post, Sea Reason did dive. Excellent ride by Dale Short on Reflective, win, lose or draw, because he stacked them up and then made it a sprint home from about 400 metres out, and perfect tactics, and for his sake I'd like to see Reflective win the race.
In the second event, correct weight is there now. Reflective 6.20 and 1.15. Sea Reason $1.80. Taj Royal 65. The Quinella 39.20. Trifecta a good one with the favourite running third, $260.75. Now the update on the third event here today, where the 2 scratchings are 1 Hot Case and 10 Sky of Stars. Number 2's come up pretty short here at $1.90 on our selection. Bold Craft 5.25, number 3. Winning Rink first up, 3.05. Judd and Lodger has come up at 3.65. Equal favourite is number 6. New Century at $1.90, 7 Alien at $3.55. And they're the only horses that are really in the market for the headwind at the end. New Century drawn well. Away they go. Gates crash open and New Century away well. Chavazan very slow. Alien began well with Bold Craft going quickly on our selection behind them. Winning Rink about 5th. Presence for All just behind those horses with My Regard, Jutton Lodger race home. Second last Athambler and about 4 lengths to Chavazan in last placing. New Century's had no trouble in leading, about a length to Bold Craft. The rider's lost his cap there. A length away Presence for All moving up on the outside. On our selections getting a good run. Then Alien the outside, a length further back to Jutton Lodger outside. Winning Rink, My Regard. Chavazan's made up a bit of ground and 2 lengths to Athambler. 500 to go. New Century untroubled, a half to Bold Craft. Presence for All. Jutton Lodger very wide. On our selection still getting a good run. Chavazan off the course next. Between horses Winning Rink. Then Alien, one of its stablemates race home behind it. Another one My Regard and last Athambler. Getting into the track a bit on the turn. New Century made the turn well. On our selection can get out of his good enough. Jutton Lodger down the outside. Bold Craft beaten from Presence for All, but New Century's got a good lead. Jutton Lodger's running on strongly from On Our Selection and Presence for All. New Century in front. Jutton Lodger's under the whip. New Century right up against the running rail. About a length and a half in front of Jutton Lodger and goes on to win. On Our Selection third. Race home made up a bit of ground from Presence for All. Then Winning Rink behind those. Bold Craft, Athambler, My Regard. Alien failed to fire, and Chavazan would have been last. Well, we certainly were spot on there with the interview before the race. Teddy Ryan picked the right jockey, and I think you were pretty keen on that horse's chances, Murray, and he really had a lovely run all the way from barrier one. He jumped him out well, and I don't think I've seen a horse run up against a running rail any closer than that anyway.
No, he would have been. He would have done a credit to a few of them at Olympic Park, wouldn't he, Bruce? He very keen. You'd notice there that Barry Wyatt was obviously conscious of the fact that the horse hadn't quite run out his 1,300 metres last start at Cranbourne.
And $3.25 for Knight of Oscar. Brightman Verdict short, $1.40. That's 7 to 4. $3.10 nondescript. Rusty's Pride at $4.70. Prince Time at $3.70. $3.70 for Floggerbolla. And Tudor Storm at $3.95. So as you can see, Gold Sundance number 6 is the only horse not given a chance in the... Light on. Brightman Verdict in the Black Knight colours. Family of Man and Lawman before that. Away they go. He bounced out pretty well too, Brightman Verdict. Gold Sundance a bit slow. Nondescript began well out wider with Prince Time showing speed in the early stages. Tudor Storm's got back a bit early as they go up towards the 1200, where Knight of Oscar just leads from Floggerbolla, about a half-length nondescript the centre. Brightman Verdict the rail. Prince Time the outside, a length and a half to Rusty's Pride. He's on the outside of Gold Sundance and a length and a half to Tudor Storm. Past the 1,000, Floggerbolla hard ridden has crossed over in front of Knight of Oscar. 3/4 to Nondescript the outside. Brightman Verdict getting a beautiful run fourth, a length and a half Prince Time. Gold Sundance on the rail, a length to Rusty's Pride and 2 lengths Tudor Storm. 8 lengths between first and last on top of the hill at the 800. Floggerbolla about a length to Knight of Oscar, a length away to Brightman Verdict on the inside. On its outside, Nondescript, about 3 lengths away, Prince Time, a length and a half, Rusty's Pride trying to improve the outside. Gold Sundance, the 10-year-old, going backwards, and Tudor Storm about to go past it. 500 metres from home, Knight of Oscar just led, or rather Floggerbolla with Knight of Oscar the outside. Nondescript 3 deep. Brightman Verdict behind them, about 3 lengths to Rusty's Pride. Well, Nondescript's gone right off the fence into the straight. Floggerbolla led, but Brightman Verdict's got the split from Knight of Oscar. Out wider on the track, Nondescript, and running on behind them, Rusty's Pride, but Brightman Verdict and Nondescript have taken the lead. Nondescript looks to be in front in the centre of the track from Brightman Verdict, Floggerbolla, and then Knight of Oscar. But it's in front, Nondescript, the girl riding hard from Brightman Verdict, and Nondescript with Jackie Frisco yielding the whip, wins a length and a half, Brightman Verdict. Third, Floggerbolla, then Prince Time. Further back in the field would have been Rusty's Pride, Knight of Oscar, Tudor Storm. The last home was Gold Sundance. That horse looked to lose a lot of ground on the home turn. Nondescript, she went via the Cape, but made no difference. Call on the Geelong Cup. Well, Exocet continues to shorten every time we come up. We say that, I know, but hate to repeat it, but he's into 320 now. It's $10.35 for Sprightly Native. Irish Lord's $11.90. Coro Corey May 270, Mr. Jazz 560. Now Tripsicum for the first time is over 3-1 on the tote. He's out to 205. 720 for Show Glen. Martian Sun 850. Noble Comment 555. Little bit of specking for Cellaware at $12, and then down to Mint Master at 625, so he's solid, and Night Eye at 1305. Wind pool very big, 144,000. So if you feel like betting, you're not going to upset the odds too much. And Exocet and Tripsicum could have a good battle for favouritism on the track, I think, Des.
Well, the way you're speaking and the way people are speaking on course, I mean, that's the first time I've noticed the cup betting. But it's coming right in, Exocet, and as you said, it's the first time Tripsicum's just moved out a little bit over the 3-1 on the tote.
Tote dividends with nondescript Brightman Verdict and Floggerboller. Trifecta $90.15, Quinella $3.85. And the next one is the big one of the day. It's the Greg Mitchell Toyota Geelong Cup. Light on, Exocet the favourite with Tripsicum, both drawn out together. Away they go. Wholesale jumped all right. Reject missed it about 10 lengths, I suppose. Show Glen began well with Wholesome dropping in on the fence. Cellaware, Corrie May got away pretty well with Night Eye Noble Comment. Away well, Mint Master in the early stages with Mr. Jazz. Exocet's coming across. He's about one off the fence. Irish Lord midfield with Tripsicum just behind him. Martian Sun, Cellaware. Sprightly Natives back second last, and back with him is Reject. 2,000 to go in the cup. Show Glen led a length to Night Eye. A length away, Mr. Jazz outside. Corrie May. Noble Comment on the inside. On its outside then is Mint Master. A length away, Cordelia, Cellaware, Exocet 3 deep. A length further back to Irish Lord. Tripsicum one off the rail from Wholesale the fence. Martian Sun fourth last. Third last, Naliska. Second last, Reject, and Sprightly Native with them in. Show Glen in his favourite role at the 1600. A length and a half to Night Eye. On the fence, Corrie May. 2 lengths away, Mr. Jazz. Noble Comment the inside. The grey Mint Master the outside. A length to Irish Lord 3 wide. Exocet in the centre. Cordelia taking off very wide. On the fence, Cellaware. Further back on the field, the stablemates Tripsicum and also Martian Sun. They're travelling together. On the fence, Wholesale a length further back to Naliska. Wonder Reject, and last of all, Sprightly Native. Show Glen at the 1200, 3/4 to Night Eye. Then the grey mare, Corrie May. A length to Mr. Jazz under the whip. Wonder Mint Master on the fence, Noble Comment. Then Exocet still travelling all right from Cellaware. Cordelia next, further back, Martian Sun, Irish Lord, Tripsicum the rail. Naliska out wide from Wholesale. Wonder Reject, and last of all in the field is Sprightly Native. They start to bounce up at the top of the hill at the 800. Show Glen led a half length. Night Eye the outside. Corrie May next. Making a run in the centre then is Mr. Jazz. Cordelia there about 2 lengths away. Noble Comment. Exocet starting to improve around the outside. Martian Sun a length to Cellaware. Tripsicum there. 3 lengths now in front of the rest, headed by Naliska, and further back on the field Wholesale and Sprightly Native. Up to the turn. They've got about 500 to go, I suppose, and Show Glen just led. Night Eye the outside. A length further back to Corrie May with a good run. Exocet hooked out. Mint Master's in that group of horses with Cellaware, Mr. Jazz. Down the outside, Tripsicum's coming with a good run. Exocet's making his run with Show Glen at the 300. Behind them, Corrie May. Tripsicum running on well from Cellaware. Show Glen just in front. Exocet trying to get rid. Corrie May got the split. Cellaware's running on, but the grey mare's going to bolt in. Corrie May's dashed away, and she's walked the Geelong Cup in by 4 lengths to Cellaware, Tripsicum. Then Show Glen, Exocet, further back Naliska, Sprightly Native. Martian Sun, Mint Master from Night Eye, Noble Comment, Wholesale. Mr. Jazz, Reject, second last Cordelia, and last home Irish Lord. Well, she took a late split, Des, and she has walked in.
Yes, well, Bruce, in the run, young Lance O'Sullivan was certainly riding her to perfection. She tailed out of the straight, and she was third on the rail, and that was about the position he maintained right through the race until turning for home, when she dashed clear really about the 200-metre mark, and she held too many guns for them, and she went on to win like the good mare that she is.
Sir Tristram, of course.
Another one by Sir Tristram. It's unbelievable.
Tristark, of course, on Saturday in the Foster's Melbourne Cup, and he's going to have a number of top runners again in the Foster's Caulfield Cup, and he's going to have a top lot in the Foster's Melbourne Cup. But no doubt about the winner, Corrie May. Now, second has gone to Cellaware. Graham Kelly was tipping that earlier on. And third's gone to Tripsicum. Gee, it was a good run too.
Oh, Tripsicum. I envy Pat Hyland's ride in that race. I was having 2 or 3 looks through the race, wondering if the saddle may have slipped. But Pat was in all sorts of trouble on that horse, and to get third is unreal, because it just probably failed to run it out because he had to give too big a start from the 600 metres. But Tripsicum is out there in the yellow caps. Exeset's leading in the centre of the track. On the rail is Show Glen. The winner, as we can see, is the grey horse. Behind that's Night Eye. In the centre, Mint Master, the grey. Outside of that is Exeset. Further out is Tripsicum, hanging in onto Martian Sun, actually.
Stablemates.
And yeah.
I thought Exeset had a good chance.
Oh, well, it just failed to run it right out. It might have needed a real hard race over the 1.5 miles. But
It looked as though got the run here.
It looked as though Show Glen was going to, but once he asked this horse and gave her a couple of cuts, she went away to win nicely. And as I say, I reckon Pat Hyland had an unenviable ride there. Challaware's done really well to go on, and Mint Master failed to stay on the day, and as so did Exeset. So there was nothing else. You couldn't say anything else but a good win to Corrie May.
And I'm sure
Corrie May.
She's paid $2.85 and $95. She'll run third favourite with the books. Chillaware $2.85 and Tripsicum $1.05. What about from the Foster's Melbourne Cup point of view? Mare's handicap, Plush Princess at $4.35. Court Show $12.20. Now correct weight there on the Geelong Cup. Correct weight. Glissade at $7.20. Ruby Azar $1.70. Its favourite. That's about 5 to 2. Moonline Saunter $2.40. $1.75 for Innisvale Lady, rather for Tootsie, I'll get that right, number 8, $1.75. Innisvale Lady above it is at $5.30. So equal favourites at the moment are Ruby Azar and Tootsie, both at 5 to 2, $1.75. Look at that grey mare, or roan or grey as I say in the book. Looks pretty grey to us from here. Corrie May, the winner of the 1985 Greg Mitchell Toyota Geelong Cup.
Giving you the result of the Cup. Number 4, Corrie May, the $2.65 and 95 cents. Second, Challaware at $2.80. And third, number 6, Tripsicum at $1.05. Well, magnificent trophies.
Racing, gates crash open, missing the start, badly behind them, Land Army. Tootsie began pretty well. Going to be one of the leaders with Moonlight Saunter on settling down. Feng Wang was away well with Innisvale Lady. Showing speed in the early stages, Court Show. Vestige just behind those horses. Ruby Azar's got back, which is a surprise, and so's Glissade back about 4th last, with Plush Princess just in front of it. Bungaraja back 2nd last, and Land Army last of all. 1,000 metres to go. Moonline Saunter by 2 lengths to Feng Wang. Vestige outside Tootsie. June's Armour about a length away, about 3 lengths further back then to Court Show. 2 lengths to Innisvale Lady, 1.5 lengths to Plush Princess from Ruby Azar as well back, got 3 behind her. There Bungaraja, 2 lengths away then to Glissade, and 1.5 lengths to Land Army. Well, they're really strung out here. 20 lengths between first and last, where Moonlight Saunter's been going hard all the way, led by 2 lengths, and second place in the outside Feng Wang. Then Tootsie about 4 lengths to Court Show. Plush Princess continuing with that long run. Innisvale Lady around Vestige, and further back on the field to Glissade, but on the turn, Moonlight Saunter about 2 lengths in front of Tootsie. Then Feng Wang struggling a bit. Court Show's come to the outside from Plush Princess and Glissade, but Moonlight Saunter's got a lead to win the Geelong Cup. She's 6 in front. Running into second place in Plush Princess. Innisvale Lady running on pretty well with Glissade, but this is going to win by a minute, Moonlight Saunter, about 6 in front of Plush Princess, and wins with her ears pricked. Second, Plush Princess. Third, Innisvale Lady, a nose in front of Glissade. Feng Wang next. Further back was Court Show. Behind them, Land Army, who missed the start. Tootsie didn't stay. Next home, Bungaraja. Ruby Azar was a shocker. Second last, June's Tanya, and last home was Vestige. Well, Graham, they put a lot of money on her, and he went hard all the way, but she's careered home.
Yes, because obviously Harry White's a champion jockey. I was wondering coming around the turn if he hadn't gone a bit too quickly, because he had strung them right out, but she went on a very, very easily win.
Her form did look good. She'd run third first up at Colac behind Grey Khan, who's an old horse, I know, but he's still pretty good. And last in work, she beat Heartbreak Express in a race at Caulfield on a heavy track. And so once the rain came, I suppose it made them more and more confident. As you said, Cheney Walk, they love the wet, and She didn't love it today. She ate it up. Second Plush Princess, who sustained a long run from about the 800, but never looked a winning chance. And it's close for third. Glissade's there, and I think also from memory, Innisvale Lady. They look to be the two, but the horse on the inside will get it of the two of them. Of course, they go 7.45 for the toppy, which is Tristram's Edition. 7.25 I'm a Red Man. Sinbad 12.95. Fragilistic in the Smith stable 10.95. Well, Indian Raj has come up 2 to 1, 1.55. And we'll go down to number 10, Wise Decision. 6 by 2, by the way, the margins here, 6 by 2. 5.90 for Wise Decision. Now, the two maidens in the two strongest stables in Australia are Illustrious at 2.30 and Unquestioned at 2.85. I suppose Bart's stable at the moment is not quite as good as Mayfield Smith's or Tommy Smith's, but traditionally it's been very good. 1.30 and 70, Moonlight Saunter. 1.10 Plush Princess. Innisvale Lady at 1.30. And whilst proximate dividends, first leg went to Corrie May, number 4. 31.90 for the toppy. Number 2, 55.60. 142.50 for 3. You can see your dividends down there. 71.20. $10.15 for Indian Raj, number 6. 163 for Jackson Square, down to number 10, which is Wise Decision at 38.45. And the 14 and 15 are the other two that are short, 14.30 and 14.25. And the outsider in the double is number 13, Good Landy. That's the next one on the program, the Derby Trial Stakes. We'll take a break and be back with more from Geelong. The colours that night, but I might try and slip along as well. Moonlight Saunter 1.25 and 65. Plush Princess 1.10. Innisvale Lady 1.35. Quinella $5. Trifecta 60.65. The update on the tote. 6.15 the toppy, Tristram's Edition. 8.40 for number 2, which is I'm a Red Man. Down to 6 Indian Raj. He's drifted much bigger than that on the books. That's 5 to 2 on the tote. 1.75. Down to number 10, which is Wise Decision at 5.85. Illustrious at $1.80 and Unquestioned at $2.80. At Trentham on Saturday, because he's the great horse there he is at the moment. Let's roll it and we'll just show you where Kiwi came from. It was over 2,200 at Trentham. Our Boyfriend was leading into the straight. Our Boyfriend, of course, we've seen here. Saddleback was just behind that horse, and you'll see Kiwi coming down the outside. I'm a Prince is also in this race, and Beaver Boy, a horse that we've seen in Australia. But Saddleback struggling to get on terms with Our Boyfriend and the eventual winner, Fuego. And you can see Kiwi right down the outside coming at them. Fuego's got the yellow cap in front. Saddleback in the centre. Kiwi flashes up, just misses. But we'll be seeing Kiwi on the first Tuesday in November. And he's 6 to 1 at the moment. And there's Corrie May, 14 to 1 after today. Ron Taylor's with me. Ron, you tipped Corrie May. You must... Yes, Unquestioned wasn't ready. Ready to go. Now they're set. Gates fly open. He missed it too, Unquestioned. Wise Decision was away pretty well. Indian Raj began all right. Good Landy showing speed with Illustrious in the early stages. Sinbad just